Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I had loads of ideas about what I'd discuss today, how this video might go. At the moment I'm in the process of removing certain addictions, certain things that are affecting my life negatively. That's what an addiction is, but you still continue to do it. And when we think about addictions, we think about substances, we think about alcohol, drugs, sugar, sex. But what it is, it's dopamine, right? It's dopamine. So what I'm trying to do at the moment is, you can call it quitting certain things, addictions, but what it's really fundamentally about for me is just a complete, big, meaningful dopamine detox. I'm detoxing from dopamine. And like I said, I had this whole intro planned and I've probably tried to do it 2 or 3 times, but actually the first thing I'm going to mention to you guys is that I've got myself to the point, right? I've been unemployed for a while, which I'm not proud of, but it's part of my story. It's where I'm at the moment. I've been addicted to alcohol, which has kept me in my comfort zone. It's kept me in a room, my bedroom, my hotel room, wherever I'm at. I kind of just a little bit afraid of heading out into the real world, and so what I do whilst I'm in my room, and what I do first thing in the morning, and what I do last thing at night, and what I do for hours and hours and hours on end, is scroll social media. And I have began to call it doom scrolling, because it is bringing me absolutely nothing. It is wasting my time. My days are being wasted away looking at other people's lives without focusing on my own. So today is actually day 1 of quitting social media, and I don't know whether I'll bring it back. I've got myself to this point. I've wound myself up so tight. I've spent so much of my dopamine, I've spent so much of my time, and time is money. Time is everything. Time is our greatest asset in the world, and it is running out every single day, and I spend way too much time on this. And if we're talking numbers, there was a day recently I spent 12 hours on my phone. Not achieving anything, just making myself feel anxious, feel unmotivated, inferior, and socially anxious. Because the last thing I want to do after scrolling for 12 hours, watching absolute shit, the last thing I want to do is go out there into the real world, have a real conversation with someone, and admit where I'm at, admit that I've just done that. No, I feel ashamed, I feel exhausted, and it has to stop. Yesterday, about halfway through the day, I realized, this is it. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow morning and delete them. I'm going to delete them now. And so I went through, and the two apps that I've remained on my phone, TikTok, I had a little, the 2 apps that have remained on my phone over the course of my social media career have been Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. And I've thought about doing this before, and I have tried it before, but one thing I wasn't able to do is remove YouTube. So I removed all of the other apps, the apps that I could just scroll and scroll and scroll and not really achieve anything on. I removed them. But I could never remove YouTube, because I saw it as, well, that's the real addiction for me. That is the addiction. Yes, I spent 12 hours on my phone, but I spent 7 or 8 on YouTube. And after those 7 or 8 hours, I couldn't tell you what I watched. I could not tell you a single thing. It has basically just got me through the day. It's got me through my boredom, and I've only got that boredom because I'm addicted to doing what I'm doing at the time, which is scrolling on fucking social media. So it's a very vicious circle that I'm in, and it needs to be broken. And I broke that yesterday because I have to insert myself back into society, because I've been a recluse, and I've been okay, albeit not okay subconsciously, but in the moment I've been okay with just having a neck that goes like that. Okay, that's one thing I don't want. And I've just been okay with just spending my time, my precious time, on this fucking thing. So yesterday I went through Facebook. I deleted one of the last things that was forcing me to keep that was Marketplace. I had a couple of things that I needed to sell that were really pissing me off. I finally sold them. I don't have anything now that I need to sell, and I don't want to buy anything, and I don't need to buy anything. And it was Marketplace that was keeping me on there. That was my reasoning, that was my justification. So Facebook, gone. Instagram, I don't really post on there anymore. All that I do is watch stories, and of course everyone's story for the most part are highlights of their life, and so all that makes me do is feel even worse, and I feel like, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything. I'm not achieving anything. I am literally sitting here doing fuck all, and I'm over it. So the one thing that justified my use of Instagram was not that, of course, that was the unhealthy part, but the messages. And of course you can't, and I don't know why they've done this. They obviously do it to keep you on your phone and on the app. Instagram is it's a mobile friendly app, right? So it was the messaging. It was having a couple of friends every now and then that I would message, and also it kept that channel open for my YouTube viewers to find me on Instagram and message me through that, because back 4 years ago when my YouTube channel was going really well, I was getting 10, 20 messages per day, and so my mindset is still there. I'm still expecting 20 messages per day, and I get zero. So I had to draw a line in the sand there, and delete it. TikTok, I had a little go at. I did some videos on my driving simulator, and I always thought that I might be able to build a channel around that, around Gran Turismo videos, and basically I had some great ideas, and I may still have some ideas, but I've just had to quit that too. So TikTok's gone. I was never really a big TikTok scroller, so that doesn't feel hard, unbelievably. What else is there? Twitter. I had a little go on Twitter when my YouTube channel was going really well. I think I got about 400 followers, but I mean, there's just too many apps. You've got to choose one if you're going to put your all into it, if you really want to grow on one, which is why I got on Instagram back in the day. From 2014 to 2020, I was trying to grow, and I thought that it would eventually lead to income, and I thought that it would eventually lead to me creating a business on Instagram, and so that's another reason why I couldn't let go. But the reality is that none of these apps bring me any income, and really that's kind of where my mindset needs to be now, is that if I'm spending copious amounts of time on an app or on anything digital and it's not earning me any money at this point in my life where I'm at, it's not worth it. So TikTok, Twitter, what else is there? Snapchat I got rid of about a year ago, so that's no issue. And so what's that? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and then there's the big one, the big daddy, YouTube. And YouTube has just been something I'm just not willing to give up, because I spend so much time on it. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, if you spend that much time on it, whether it makes you feel good or not, it's a scary place. It's a scary old world when you've got 8 hours worth of time and you've got nothing to fill it with? Initially. But I've got faith that I've just got to sit with that. I have to sit with those feelings long enough so that I can then start to realize, oh shit, I used to enjoy that. Oh shit, I want to do that. Like, let's go and experience things in real life, rather than ruling your life around social media. And the other thing that I don't even do this now. I don't even go out so that I can share stuff. And it's got to the point where if I do go out and I do something enjoyable, like God, there's people out there that just go to a certain place to take a photo so then they can post it on Instagram, right? That is so wrong. That's so wrong. If that's the case, hey, if you go out there and you genuinely enjoy it, you genuinely enjoy the company that you're with, you do take a photo and then you do share it, then that's a totally different kettle of fish. But for me, the way that my mindset was, if I wasn't going to share something on, whether it be YouTube, Facebook or Instagram, I didn't want to do it. And so that's led me to a life where I don't do anything. It's so bad. It is so bad. And something needs to change. So yesterday I went through and I deleted them all. And I knew that this morning was going to be an interesting experience, waking up with nothing to check, because you delete all those things off your phone, and then that means that there's no notifications. The only notification I had this morning was from an email and from a weather update about what's going on today. So I went through yesterday, I deleted them all, woke up this morning. I did look at my phone, but I didn't need to because I knew there was going to be nothing on there. I had a shower, I made a coffee, all without, I did something today that I haven't done ever, and I did not take my phone into the shower because I didn't have any YouTube videos to have on in the background. Now I may have played some music, but I certainly didn't have any social media to listen to or watch. So what I did yesterday, I deleted all the apps, and then I went through and I went on to Spotify. So Spotify you could consider social media, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep that. And I've gone through and I've downloaded, not downloaded, but I've saved a few different podcasts. I've also got Audible, and I've got a couple of audiobooks on there that I'd really like to listen to if I can find the time, which obviously now I will. So I've got Spotify and Audible as far as my content. And I'm okay with that. The last thing I want to do is go from watching 8 hours worth of YouTube to then going and listening to 8 hours worth of podcasts, because it doesn't matter whether I'm watching or listening, I'm still not really taking it in. So these long form content pieces that is just rife on YouTube at the moment just don't serve me anymore. I've listened to podcast after podcast after podcast, and I don't really take anything in. I certainly don't action anything. So for me to listen to something like that, I'm going to have to go and search out a certain topic rather than just scroll and have that topic and have those videos put in front of my face via the algorithm. The algorithm thinks they know me. They don't know me. I don't even know me. So this is about rediscovering myself and doing it without social media. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited. But yeah, not watching YouTube is going to be real difficult because I can go on my computer and watch it, right? So if I am going to watch something, it's going to be very specific to a topic, and I'm not going to be going on YouTube. That's going to be the hardest thing I've ever done, I think. But a day goes past, and another day goes past, and another day goes past, and it doesn't matter what you're doing, it doesn't matter what you're trying to do, or what you're trying not to do. You stack some days together and it's only going to get easier. And for me to actually imagine a life, like in a month's time or a year's time, without social media, taking my screen time on my phone from 9 to 12 hours a day, down to something like 1, seems impossible, but seems beautiful. It really does, the possibility of that. So that's what I'm focusing on. And yeah, those notifications, those Facebook likes and Instagram likes, they don't even come in anymore because I don't post. I've just gotten to this point where all I do is consume and consume and consume and consume, and I don't do anything with it. So it's just a complete and utter waste of time. And I'm not saying that that's the case for everyone. But the last thing I'll mention is that another reason why I haven't been able to give this up is because I've always had this thought in the back of my mind of, you know, I had a business, right? I had a business that I pretty much ran off of social media. And I, you know, back in 2019, 2020, I had these similar thoughts where I needed to get off, but I didn't want to get off because I still had this business page. But what I've come to realize is that and I ended up shutting that business down, but if in the future I ever, I could be completely off of social media, right? If I want to create a business, and the only reason why I was spurred on to create that business is because of social media, and all it did was cost me money and fucking cost me time and cost me my self-worth. But either way, if I do want to create a business in the future, whatever that may be, if I want to create a product and try and sell it, there are people out there that you pay, social media experts, that will post for you, that will initiate leads, that will, you know, initiate sales. People do that for a fee. Yes, you will pay, but that fee, and that fee that I was never willing to pay, seems that much worth it, that much more worth it now, because it keeps me off of social media. I don't need to worry about it. They can give me a report every single month or week or whatever, and I can pay my fee, and that's okay, because that money is worth keeping me away from social media. So at least I've got that knowledge now, so that takes away that sort of that thought pattern around why I might need it. I don't need it, and I don't want it. So today is my first full day without it, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just going to sit with myself and sit with these feelings. And I've got a notepad here. I'm going to probably start writing, and I've given myself UFC Fight Pass. So as far as me watching things, the only thing I'm going to allow myself to watch is fighting type content. Netflix, I do have a subscription. KO Sports, I've got a subscription. So, you know, if anything, look, that doesn't constitute social media. So I'm gonna, you know, watch it if I want to. But I think fundamentally what I really want to do is just get off this fucking thing, because it is just ridiculous. And it's unhealthy. And I mean, if nothing else, and I've talked for 18 minutes, if nothing else, my posture needs fucking work. I have no strength in my core. My back is always hunched over, and I'm over it. I'm 32 years of age. I'm in my absolute athletic prime as a male, and I need to start acting like it. Thank you for watching. Your attention, your presence is much appreciated, and let's do this together. Right guys, look, just before I do go, for anyone who is still here, these are the type of just actions, natural actions, immediate, whatever the word is. Look, what happened was, I finished this video, I turned the camera off, I turned around, I grabbed my phone, and I laid down on the bed, ready to do what I have been. Scroll, 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 feel shit about myself, do absolutely nothing with my day. And I was ready to just do that, because that's what I do. That is how I feel my day. And I didn't even unlock my phone, because I had to say to myself, what are you doing, mate? You know what's on there. if you want to listen to something, get your headphones and go for a walk, or you know, but you're not going to be watching anything. You're not going to be consuming any content visually on that phone anymore. And I'm going to have to remind myself of that many, many times. But I'm not going to give in. This is as strong and as convincing as I've ever felt on this topic. And so, man, I've got to get my life back. And I'm excited for it. Who wouldn't be? I just did it again. Fuck. Oh, God. How did I get myself here?